Hey guys, welcome to today's video, and if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. It's Susie here, not Curly Susie, just regular Susie. Yeah. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about everything that I'm noticing and experiencing now that I am 4 months postpartum. I am going to talk specifically about I would call it my birth injury. So I did have a 4th degree tear, and I'm going to give you guys an update about that because I did shoot a very long, very detailed TMI emotional video right after that had happened. So I'm very happy to give a little bit of an update and just kind of everything about my health and fitness journey now that I'm 4 months postpartum. And I am going to give you, like I said, Hank's 4-month update. So there's going to be a lot in this video, and I'm going to try to keep it as organized as possible. Before I get right into the video and before I go get Hank, I do want to mention, and I think I mentioned this in my last video as well, that because I'm transitioning from having a curly hair channel where I posted vlogs and lifestyle stuff to having 2 separate channels, so a hair channel and then my lifestyle channel, I realized that there are some vlogs on my old channel, probably only realistically 5 or 6 videos that I really love, that I really want to be a part of this channel. So you are going to notice in the next couple of weeks that I'm going to be uploading videos that I had already uploaded. And I'm not going to make a habit of this. I just want to get them on this channel and kind of get it over with. If you've already seen the video, I don't expect you to sit through the same video that you've already seen, for the second time. But I just wanted you guys to be aware that there are some videos that I really want to live permanently in the playlists that are on this channel. I am 4 months postpartum, and I'm going to talk about probably the thing that people have wanted the update on the most since I made the video about my 4th degree tear. So when I had my baby, I did have a 4th degree tear. I don't want to go into specific details on this video because I think I really covered everything in my last video, and I will post a link to that video in the comment section below, or sorry, not the comment section, in the description box below. And maybe I'll put a card up on the screen, so if you're on a computer, you'll be able to click the link there. But anyway, in that video, I was a little bit emotional. I talked about my whole experience with, how the tear happened, and sort of my initial healing process and the pain that I was going through and all of the struggles, like physically and mentally, that I was having that related to me having that tear. And that video is hard for me to watch, and I actually made that video have like an explicit rating, so I think it's like, I was going to say PG-13. I think I have like an adult rating on it, so it's for people who are 18 and over, only because I feel like some of the subject matter is a little bit too raw for some of my younger viewers. But anyway, nonetheless, it's good information for other women out there who might be going through something similar. And I think that it is really important that we talk about difficult things as women so that we can kind of learn from each other and heal together. And a lot of people commented on that video and said that they had gone through the same thing, 15 years ago or 20 years ago or whatever, and they just talked about how hard it was for them mentally, and one of the hardest parts was that they really felt like they were alone, and they were in like a really dark place. And I know that this is a very heavy way to start a video, but I'm just trying to keep it real. So anyway, so that's kind of how I felt back then. I was really emotional about it, and your hormones are kind of all over the place right after you have a baby anyway, so I was emotional anyway. I was exhausted. I was thinking that it was never going to heal. I was in a lot of pain. I was having a lot of issues using the washroom. And really the biggest thing that has changed between then and now I'm like almost 100%, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. But when I was in that time frame when things were kind of like the pain and everything was at its peak, I really couldn't see it ever getting better, which is, kind of hard to imagine because I am a registered nurse and I worked on a post-surgical unit, so I know the way that the body can heal itself, and I had a lot of support, And again, I have a nursing background, but when you are in that and you are that devastated, I just couldn't see things ever getting better. Like, I just felt like I was always going to be in pain. I was always going to have trouble using the bathroom. I was never going to be able to be intimate with my husband again. I was just so distraught. And I don't even remember exactly when I made that video. I feel like I was like 4 or 5 weeks postpartum, but I kind of forget. It's all kind of a blur. But anyway, I remembered at, like, let's say the 8 weeks postpartum mark, I had that, like, my checkup with my doctor. And even by the 8-week mark, I felt, I don't know, like astronomically better. And then I started doing pelvic floor physiotherapy with a physiotherapist through, not Skype, but, you know, like on the computer, basically over the computer live. And it's the physiotherapy and the scar tissue massage and the just like talking about it and working through it and doing the exercises that just made such a huge difference. I am virtually pain-free now, and I really don't even think about it on a daily basis. I wouldn't say things are 100% back to normal, but it is so close that I don't even really consider it or think about it on a daily basis. It might pop in my head every once in a while, or I might feel a little bit of tightness or a little twinge or something like that, but other than that, things are 100%. And again, I had a really bad tear. I had a lot of stitches, and some of those stitches came out a little bit too early, and so I was scared it was going to look really weird down there, and everything. And I know that that's TMI for a lot of you, but for those of you who are interested in it, it is really going to be totally fine. I feel, like I said, almost 100% back to normal in that respect anyway. So anyway, so that's all I really wanted to say about that, is that it will get better. My time frame, I feel like I healed really quickly. I'm also somebody who's relatively healthy. I follow a healthy diet. I don't have any other like comorbidities or things that inhibit like healing. And I did the physiotherapy. I just did Skype physiotherapy once a week, and then I did my exercises on my own at home. And if you're saying like, what possible exercises could you do? I don't want to give specifics about like massage and exercises and things like that, because I don't want anybody to just try to do it without consulting a professional. If you can't get a physiotherapy appointment with a physiotherapist, there may be some good online resources that are actually like evidence-based and are on some kind of a medical website. And maybe tonight, when I have a little bit of downtime, I will look and see if there's anything that I can find that you can use as a resource. But I highly recommend just going to your doctor and asking if you can be referred to pelvic floor physiotherapy. I can't say enough good things about it. It was amazing, like changed my life. It was unreal. Anyway, I'm going to move on a little bit. So I'm still going to talk about me. You might notice that this video is a little bit dark. I did lend my lights to a friend of mine who's a photographer. He actually has an Instagram channel. It's called The Wandering Caper. I'm going to leave it across the screen. And if you're somebody who's either from Cape Breton or Nova Scotia, or who is interested in Cape Breton culture and things like that, I think this is like an amazing Instagram account, and I really enjoy following it. So I'm going to link that right here, and again in the description box. But anyways, so other things postpartum. So mentally, I feel 10 out of 10. Sleep wise, I was sleeping with my baby in the bed pretty much from day one, which is not what they recommend, and I'm not recommending you do that, because, you know, that's kind of going against what the research says to do. But that's what I had to do, because I was so sore and I was so tired. I have a 3-year-old as well, and I was breastfeeding exclusively, and I just knew that mentally I wasn't going to be able to handle being up all night and getting out of bed and going and getting a baby out of a bassinet and carrying him back to the bed and all of that kind of stuff. I did start with a co-sleeper when he was really, really tiny, but then as soon as he was, you know, a little bit sturdy, I just slept with him in the bed. Now he sleeps in a bassinet in our room, and I do plan on moving him to his crib pretty soon, because he just started to roll. And he's getting a little bit bigger, so I will probably transfer him to his crib before the 6-month mark. And I'm not going by any specific book or anything like that. Wilson actually slept in his crib in his own room probably, I don't know, once he was like 2 months old or something like that, and we had no problems with that. Every baby is different, every situation is different. You just have to do what works for you as long as you feel like it is safe for your baby. So anyway, so I'm getting lots of sleep. I gained a lot of weight with my pregnancy, and some of you are going to roll your eyes and say that you gained more, but for me, I think that I gained a lot of weight. I was around 140 pounds when I got pregnant, or maybe close to 145 at times, and I was up to 195 right before I gave birth. So that's quite a bit of weight to have on. And the same thing kind of happened with Wilson. For the first 3 months, I told myself, Susie, you have enough to deal with. Like, whatever you do, just be thankful that you have your baby, and don't be hard on your body. Your body just did something amazing. And I didn't try to diet or start really exercising, except for my physio and a little bit of light walking. I really didn't want to be focused on like my body or trying to lose weight or anything like that at that time. Like, I had enough to think about. Once I got to like the 3.5-month mark, 3-month mark, I just really started to feel like myself again, and I started to feel like exercising again. So what I've been doing for exercise right now is that I'm walking probably 5 days a week. I just got a bike and I ride my bike 1 or 2 days a week, and I'm just trying to eat as healthy as possible. When I do walk, I've been walking up a lot of hills, and you would have seen that if you watch any of my vlog videos, but I'm trying to do hills. I'm trying to ride my bike a little bit. I'm not going crazy. I'm not at the gym or doing fitness videos or anything like that, because I feel like the walking and the cycling is very simple. It's enough of a cardiovascular workout to get my heart rate up enough to burn calories. And I'm just trying to make healthy choices and not eat, you know, a lot of food with sodium in it and packaged food. We're not eating takeout or anything like that. So that's kind of all I'm doing right now. And I feel like the last time I weighed myself, I was 155 pounds. So to me, I'm probably 15 pounds away from my goal weight, and I am very happy with, you know, how my weight has been coming down so far. Maybe in a few more weeks I'll want to like kick it up a notch or something like that, but for right now, with my lifestyle and the amount of time that I have, what I'm doing is more than enough for me. And when I start to do more fitness stuff, like more, I don't know, like core and strength training type stuff, I'm definitely going to video that, because a lot of that I will be doing with my baby in the carrier. I used to teach a fitness class where you wore your baby. I think he's a little bit too young for that right now. I'd like him to be close to the 6-month mark so that he can really support himself and hold his head upright. But when I start doing those types of exercises, I plan on making like a little workout video, because like I said, I used to teach a fitness class where your baby wore, and it was really a lot of fun and very effective for especially like toning like your upper body and your legs and your core. It was awesome. The only other thing that I wanted to talk about, and this started happening at the 3-month mark, and I knew this was going to happen because the exact same thing happened with Wilson. The only thing that's really going on is that my hair is starting to fall out, like in clumps. So I'm somebody that suffers from postpartum hair loss. After I had Wilson, by like the 6 to 9 month postpartum mark, I had 2 patches, like here and here on either side of my hairline, that were so thin. Like it was almost like 2 bald patches that eventually did start to grow back in, but I'm kind of mentally preparing for that. And I know that it's going to happen, and I'm hoping that it grows back. I just did a video about postpartum hair loss, and I will link that again in the description box below. There's just really not a whole lot that you can do about it except for wait for the hormones to reshift and for your hair to start growing back in. which is another pain in the hole because then you have all of these little tiny springs of regrowth everywhere. And I know for me, like especially along my hairline, it just made my hair look extra frizzy, which is something that I don't want. Hank is just waking up, so I'm going to go grab him, and that is perfect timing because now I'm going to give you guys his 4-month update. Oh, there. I'll sit you up nice and high so you can see. All right, he's awake. Perfect timing, Hank. So here's 4-month-old Hank. He was 4 months on the 26th. And he is doing awesome. He is a great sleeper, and he is just, I don't know, he's like a joy to be around. He is very silly and smiley. And for the most part, when he's crying, it's because he's hungry or he's tired and he's not asleep. And that's pretty much it. Anyway, guys, I think I'll wrap this video up, but I hope you liked it. You can give it a thumbs up if you liked it and a big old thumbs down if you didn't like it. Subscribe to my channel, and we will see you very soon in our next video. Bye. You stink.